Hello everyone, in this video I'd like to show how can we implement the TCP/IP client role by using Beckhoff TwinCAT TF6310, the TCP/IP package. In this video I will use one laptop run the TwinCAT and the TCP/IP client role. And this computer IP address is 1.199. This computer will run as TwinCAT PLC role. And also we will implement some PLC program to run this PLC as TCP/IP client. And this client will find the TCP/IP server. And at the right side, I will use another computer and use this socket test tool running as TCP/IP server. In the real case, in the industry world, we will see there could be some cameras, sensors, devices, or wire banks. They could run the TCP/IP protocol or communication method. Then running as a PLC role, if you try to find or connect with those devices, basically those devices will run the TCP/IP server role. And your PLC will run as a client, the active side. Then your client side will try to connect with this device, set up the communication, and send the data or receive data from the other end, the server side. Okay, this is the typical application. And in this case, I will show how can we download the example program from Beckhoff. Alright, firstly, let's go to the Beckhoff website. Okay, let's go to beckhoff.com, and from this search bar, and let's type in TF6310, okay? And click search. And then let's go to this link, TF6310 TwinCAT TCP/IP. And highly recommend you can read this explanation here. And more importantly, let's go to this document and download. Firstly, let's download the software and tool. Other than the TwinCAT PLC, so to run the TCP/IP, we need to install this software in your target PLC. Your target PLC need to install this package. Okay, this package is not too big. Okay, you need to install this. So you need to download this software first. And then to develop the TCP/IP, let's download this manual. Okay, this document is very important. So let's download this manual. And once you open this manual, firstly, it explained if you are using Windows CE or Windows system for your target PLC, so how to install this software. I highly recommend you read the details. Okay, for example here, the system requirements showing here. Okay, and then let's scroll down and you will see this page, the technical introduction. So to run the TCP/IP client role, basically those are the key function blocks. So it totally makes sense. So to run as TCP/IP client, we need to connect the target. This is socket connect, plays a role to connect with the TCP/IP server side. And also we can close this socket. And after the connect, we can send the data from the client side to the server side, or receive the data from the server side back to this client side. So those are the key function blocks. Okay, maybe you will feel confused, how can I program this? But don't worry, Beckhoff supplied the sample projects. So if we scroll down, find out the chapter 6. So here, Beckhoff provide those sample projects. So I explained those how to download this sample from the first video, but I will show this again. Let's click this GitHub. Then you will jump to this page. And the PLC TCP/IP program is under this directory. Let's click in. And as I shown from the previous video, when we run the TCP/IP server role, I used this getting started project. But in this video, I will use one project under this directory, TCP. And I will use the sample 02, this sample project. And in this folder, we will see it has a single client string and a single server string. I will use this project, single client string. But definitely you can download the entire folder. So you can click here and click this download zip. Okay, you can package all those sample projects from this GitHub. After you download these sample projects, let's shift to the TwinCAT system. Let me show how can we use this sample projects, sample 02 project, and let's do the TCP/IP client role. Alright, quickly review. In the previous video, I used the download sample program from this folder, samples master. And from this PLC folder, I used this getting started this project and run the TwinCAT PLC as TCP/IP server. And in this video, I will use this directory, TCP folder, and I will use this sample02. And in this sample project, it has the single client role and the single server role. And I will use this project. Okay, in this folder, it has 7 sample projects. You basically can figure out this name. They has the different role, like a binary, TLS, and the string. So personally, I use this sample tool, test this example. I found it running very well. Let me show how can we use this sample02, and let me copy this single client string. Okay, this project. Let's copy out, and then let me create a folder here. So TCP/IP client, okay? And I will copy paste from the sample02, this client role. And the great things, all those sample project, they all project. So we can use the TwinCAT 3 directly open this project and do the test. One tips I like to show, as the previous video, don't forget, install TwinCAT 3 software running as administrator. And then install the TF6310 running as administrator. Don't forget, install the TCP/IP package. Okay? And sometimes after you install, even you run as administrator, you might be still have an issue on the communication. Sometimes, typically, it has an error, ADS ID06 error. Then that means some cases maybe this software haven't registered successfully. Then you can manually do this, do the register. So you can go to the folder first. Go to TwinCAT. Go to C drive, TwinCAT, functions, and find the TF6310, okay, TCP/IP, and go to the TwinCAT32, go to the server, and find this TCP/IP server.exe. Then go to cmd command, run as administrator, open this command, okay, and then we'll paste this directory. And don't forget, type in this command, okay, space, /regi tc3 server. Then click enter. You will find the system will try to reinstall this server role. Okay? Click OK in your case. This way sometimes can solve some software issue. Okay? This tips and tricks. Alright, so now let's use the TwinCAT 3 software open this sample project. Alright, then let's open project solution. Okay, this time I will go to TCP/IP client and open this single client string and open this project. Okay, it opened this project. And now let's firstly go to the PLC and let's see the structure from this sample project. Okay, let's go to the main. We can see, because this project especially run the client role, so the project's very simple and very fresh. So we will see, firstly, it has this reinitialize for close all the socket. And once close all complete, then we can enable this client role. Okay, and inside this client role, we will see here, this area is very important. Running as a client, we need to find the server, right? So where is the server? So we need to define the IP address and the server port. So in this case, my server side is a 1.253. So I will write the IP address here. This is my server. So this PLC, this page, the TwinCAT PLC will run as a client. Doesn't matter the client IP address, but the server side you need to define where is the server, right? This is my server. In this case, I will use the socket tool running as TCP/IP server. And the port number, we can set the 2000. Okay, server side, we will set 2000 as a server side. Okay, IP address, client. And this is the prefix here. So it has this client. When we set up the connection successfully, we will see the server side will receive some data. Always has this prefix. Okay, and if we go inside here, function block client, it opens. Okay, it has everything here. It has this FB connection. It will try to set up the server firstly. This area can use for the troubleshooting. In case we have the client connection issue, we can see the E state and the error ID. And after the connection successfully, then it will run the FB application. It actually will run the role, send the data or receive data from this client to the server, right? Inside this function application, if we go to definition, we'll see, okay, it's run this function block client application. It is at here. And then if we go to the function block client application, this is the function block for send and receive. And under here, and we will see this isGet is actually the receive buffer. And the send buffer is here, is to server. This is send buffer, and this is receive buffer. Okay, we can see is from the server. And this two string is very important for your application. Once you use this sample project, you need to prepare some command to this string, and then this string will send out. When you receive the command or receive some data from the server side, then you need to sort the data or command from this string. This is some other command, but we will mainly focus on the connection and the data test in this video. Okay, very simple. Okay, we can see this sample project set up a lot of things already. And the only thing we need to focus is a server-side IP address and port number. And now let's prepare to download. Then this is a typical way to download this project. Let's firstly go to the real time. I will use this computer running as TwinCAT 3 PLC. So I will use the local, and I will set isolated core running as a PLC role, the core. Okay, set this real time. And the cyclic ticks is 10 milliseconds. Okay, this is the main, this is cycle time. And then let's go to the license. Because I tested the system before I show the license. But if you see this area got expire, then you can type in this word to reactive your 7 days trial license. This is the beauty of Beckhoff this TwinCAT 3 system, right? But here we can now see the TCP/IP, the license got active. Let's try. So temporarily, let's leave this as the default. After all, this comes from this sample project. If in case it got error or this client cannot set up the communication successfully, then let's active the TCP/IP client, the license. Okay, and we can see here references. Okay, this sample project prepare this reference TC2 TCP/IP. Okay, now let's download the project. Okay, build the project and download. Restart, run to the run mode. Okay, it has 2 errors. Let's see the errors. Okay, no license found. Okay, that makes sense. Here's the tip. So by default, the client license wasn't be active. Then let's go to the manage. Scroll down, let's find the TF6310. Okay, here let's active this CPU license. Shift back, and here let's active 6T LPQ. Okay, and let's switch back then it will show the license active. This time, let's download the project again. Start. We'll see no errors. Okay. Okay, now I show the error. That's because now the CPU actually started, but we haven't set up the server side yet. That's why it shows connection error. So this is no big problem. We haven't set up the server side yet. Now I will use another computer, and in that computer, I will open the socket tool running as TCP/IP server and use the TwinCAT, this PLC running as a client, to connect that server. Okay. Alright, in this case, I will use the socket test this tool run as the server side. And you can find the link under this video to download this tool. Okay, IP address. So in this case, the IP address of this server, I will set 192.168.1.253. And the port number, I will set 2000. Okay, if you recall, from this IB client, so this area, if we open IB client, and we set this client, the target is this IP address 1.253, and the remote port, this is the server side port, is 2000. Okay, and now we set up this, click this start listening, and from this client side we can reinitialize. Okay, reinitialize. Okay, let's troubleshoot. Let's jump into this function block. So we will see this shows error here. So error ID, let's go inside. So function block client. And if you have this connection error, firstly, let's check. So we will see, okay, it just got some delay. Okay, we will see this system got connected. It just needed for a while. If you have a connection issue, firstly, you need to check your server-side computer, your Windows firewall need to be shut down, or your port rule, this 2000 port, need to be opened in your income and outcome rule. Okay, now we will see this message. This message is sent from the client side. If you try to find this where the logic is controlling this, let's go here. So firstly, from the main, we'll find this function block client. Okay, this function block client come from this IP underscore client. Okay, in this IP client is this function block connection and this function block application. And from this connection, we will see this status here. And then if we go to this function block application, okay, application, we'll see we have this S2 server and S from the server, string to server and the string from the server. If we go to the string to server, now we can see this client is keeping sending data. Okay, it actually keep moving. Okay, and if we go to this string to server, okay, we'll see this message, client message 49. Okay, and it's sent to here, client message 49. And after get here, closes connection. So there must be some logic to control it. Otherwise, it's keeping sending the data. Okay, if we go back here, if we reinitialize, let's see what it will be. And now let me reopen a server. Let's start over again. Close, and let me reopen. Okay, let me create this server again. Okay, IP address and port number 2000. Okay, start listening, and it's waiting for the client to connect here. And at here, we can wait for a while and see if this client can connect with this server automatically or not. In the meantime, I can jump to the client inside and let's watch this connection feedback. So if we go to this IP client and let's see this connection. So it got enabled, and we will see it wait for a while. I think the system will recover itself. There must be a timer set somewhere, but we can digest this after. But basically the system can recover itself. So we wait for like 10 seconds roughly. The system reconnect itself, and we can see this number is keeping updating. If now I go to the client application, we'll see this number 70, 71, 72, 73 is keeping updating here. Okay, as we can see, it keeping sending the data. Now let me see this receive area. So let me firstly disable this send timer. So let's force this timer. Let's only watch this receive area. So let's implement. And the client area and the server side, I will stop listening. Clear. Let's start again. Okay, let's wait for a while. Wait for this connected. So the system can recover itself. Just need for 20 to 30 seconds. And I disable this send, so leave this area clear. Then once we got connected, we can send the data and see if this receive buffer can show something. But maybe this area will now show something because it try to remove a header. It's something like this example is doing a protocol, remove the header and sort the data out. Okay, it got connected automatically. So now if I send the data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, send. Okay, if we watch this as get, okay, this is a receive Rx, and we can see it's nothing. And now if we go to the connection program, and let's see this state. Okay, I'm gonna shift to this to decimal. Okay, now at state 1. State 1 is a data exchange, which is correct. And here we will see this is the IP sent. And IP sent is for the socket sent, and IP receive is for the socket receive. And if we cross-reference this IP receive, we have 3 codes here, and we will see this area. Okay, we can see this area, this SQ is true. So this area is to trigger the receive data. And this pointer destination, this buffer is actually the receive buffer. So this buffer defined within this function block, client, IP client connection. So if we go to here, buffer, if we expand here, so here we go. This is the data, and this is the hex number. It actually running as a ASIC. Okay, so we send 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So this is the data. Because there's no any data update, so the client disconnected, and it can reconnect it again. But in the meantime, I can open the ASIC table. Okay, if we receive this 49 before, and let me see which data style. Okay, we are showing the decimal. So we receive the decimal 4950. If we go to this ASIC table, and we can find this decimal line, the 49 is here. So we can see from 49, 50, 51, 52, 49 represent the char 1. This is string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 means 56. So it match the number we sent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it actually from 49 to here. So this area is a real receive buffer area. Okay, the system reconnect again. So now if I send A, B, C, D, send, we will see this area A, B, C, D. So if I open this ASIC table again, we will see, so it received the 65. So 65 is here. 65 is A, B, C, D. That's why it's a 65, 66, 67, 68 is here. Okay, this buffer under the client connection. In your application, you can copy this buffer out. This is your real buffer. If you go to the main outside, it doesn't show where is this receive buffer. Okay, because it's a sample program. In your case, you can go to this client connection and copy this buffer out as an output buffer, as an output connection, and you can define a same length of this array and receive your data. And then you can do some sorting. So if the server side sends some command or the data, so you can receive and sort the data and command out. Okay, this is the receive buffer. Send buffer is easy. Send buffer, if we go to this client application, so we'll see this is the string to server. This is send buffer, very simple. Okay, and we will see this. If I enable this send again, so if I log out, and we will see immediately there's a lot of message will send to the client. So it disconnect. Let's see it next time. The system will reconnect again. Okay, once we see this system reconnect, and it immediately receive this updating data from this send buffer. And in the meantime, if we send a new data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, and let's watch the receive buffer. Well, this is sending buffer still updating. Let's see this bio direction is working or not. So if we go to the IP client connection and let's go to the buffer here. Okay. And if I clear this buffer first, just to prepare some zero there. Send. Okay, let's clear this buffer. Yeah, this is the enter. This is the end handshake message. And if I send this 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, so we will see it can receive. That means send and receive, this bio direction is working. They can work simultaneously. Okay, this is receive buffer and send buffer. All right, this is the role, the PLC, TwinCAT PLC running as TCP/IP client, and this socket test running as a server. And this is a simple program, can set up this connection very quickly, just 4 minutes. But for the sending buffer and the receive buffer, you need to do something additional work if you're gonna use this example for your real case. But all in all, this can save a lot of efforts compared with starting from the scratch, set up the TCP/IP socket program. Okay, again, we are using the sample program from this sample master PLC, TCP, and the sample 02. You can definitely try other sample. So what I found from this sample 02 for this client function, it can work very properly and work very well. And basically you set this target IP address and the port number for this IP client. So you can set up this connection very quick. All right, this is the video for today. This Beckhoff TwinCAT 3, the TF6310 TCP/IP client function test. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up. If you like to watch more videos in my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching.